Well. Look what we had announced yesterday. The Cybercab event on September 3rd is going to be coming up in the next couple weeks. I am so excited for this event. And the video that I just shot right now that you guys are about to watch, I did it earlier this week on the 19th. So it's definitely something that is going to be to look out for on my predictions with the video that you guys are about to watch. And then we get to see the Cybercab event at Giga Texas on September 3rd. Let's see if some of my predictions come true, but enjoy this video and let's see if I am right when it comes to it when the Cybercab event is here. Tesla just gave us one of the biggest Cybercab clues yet. Tesla's Robotaxi account is telling current Robotaxi riders the following: take rides through August 23rd and you could win your way into a Cybercab launch event. Not another concept reveal, not another investor presentation, a launch event. And when you combine that with what Tesla has already been doing behind the scenes, I think Cybercab is getting extremely close to joining the real Robotaxi network. Right now, Tesla's Robotaxi network primarily uses Model Y, but Cybercab was designed from the beginning for one job: move passengers autonomously without a traditional driver. Tesla has already started production. Production of Cybercabs are being tested on public roads. Employee rides have begun. And now Tesla is inviting current Robotaxi customers to a Cybercab launch event. Today, I'm going to show you why I think this event could represent the beginning of the next phase of Tesla's Robotaxi. What has already happened, what still needs to be happened, and why Cybercab changes the economics of the entire network. On August 18th, Tesla's official Robotaxi account told riders that completing Robotaxi rides through August 23rd gives them a chance to attend a Cybercab launch event. With more rides increasing, their odds are going to be improving to winning that ticket. Reporting on that announcement notes that Tesla has not yet publicly provided an exact launch date or a confirmed date, with ordinary passengers will first be able to summon a Cybercab. Tesla is no longer only saying we are developing Cybercab. The company is now preparing for an event specifically around launching it. But I want to be precise. A launch event does not automatically mean thousands of Cybercabs enter public service the following morning. The event could introduce employee service, a limited public rollout, one geographic area, a stage fleet deployment, or the final operational version before broader expansion. We do not know yet. Our guess is as good as ours, but the direction is becoming much more clearer. Tesla's second quarter 2026 update confirmed that the Cybercab production has begun in Gigafactory Texas. Tesla lists installed annual Cybercab manufacturing capacity of 125,000 vehicles at the Giga Texas factory. The company also is engineering test drives of production Cybercabs, which have begun on public roads, and that employee rides have started on Tesla's Gigafactory Texas campus. Production? Check. Public road testing? Check. Employee rides? Check. Launch event? Almost there. That sequence is why this event is more interesting than a normal production party. Tesla has already crossed several of those milestones that normally happen before a product moves into actual operations. The question is no longer, can Tesla build a Cybercab? It can. The question is, when does Tesla start putting paying passengers inside of one? Phase 1, Model Y and Robotaxi network. Phase 2, Cybercab and existing network. This may have been the smartest part of Tesla's strategy. Tesla did not need to wait for Cybercab before learning how the Robotaxi business works. The software layer could be built first: passenger application, pickup flow, drop-off flow, support, pricing, fleet management. Then, when the Cybercab becomes ready, Tesla does not need to invent the transportation network from zero. It's plugged a new vehicle into a network that already exists. Model Y was designed as a consumer vehicle. Someone buys it, they drive it, carries their family, goes on long road trips, hauls groceries. Cybercab is different. It is designed around autonomous passenger transportation. No traditional steering wheel, no traditional pedals. 2 seats, and the entire vehicle architecture is built around the assumption that the software, not the human, controls the trip. Tesla describes Cybercab as purpose-built autonomous EV and the future workhorse of its Robotaxi fleet. That distinction changes everything. Model Y proves that Tesla can transform an existing customer vehicle into a Robotaxi supply. Cybercab allows Tesla to ask different questions. If we were designing a vehicle purely around autonomous ride-hailing, what would we remove? What would be more simplified? And how cheaply could we operate it? A Robotaxi business is ultimately about one number: cost per completed passenger mile. That cost includes the vehicle purchase, the depreciation, energy used, insurance, maintenance, cleaning, customer support, charging, and downtime. Model Y carries components and design compromises needed by a human owner. Cybercab can potentially eliminate some of those compromises. No traditional driver controls, a smaller passenger-focused body, a simpler mission, and eventually systems optimized around high utilization. That does not guarantee the Cybercab will be cheaper to operate. Tesla still has to prove durability, maintenance, cost, and uptime. But purpose-built design gives engineers the opportunity to attack costs much more aggressively. One criticism of the Cybercab is obvious: only 2 seats. What happens when you have a family? What happens when 4 people need transportation? These are all legitimate questions, but Tesla may be optimizing around a very common rideshare use case: 1 passenger, maybe 2. A smaller vehicle can potentially mean lower vehicle mass, lower material costs, less energy use, less interior space to clean, and potentially easier high volume production. Cybercab does not need to replace every Model Y. Tesla can operate a network of mixed cars: Model Ys for the larger passenger groups, Cybercabs for the 1 or 2 person trips, and potentially other vehicles from the larger capacity later. The network can choose the correct vehicle for the trip. This is an important point. Cybercab entering Robotaxi does not necessarily mean Model Y disappears from the Robotaxi fleet. Tesla can have several layers of supply. Tesla-owned Cybercabs, Tesla-owned Model Ys, Tesla Fleet Manager-owned vehicles, and potentially customer vehicles from the models S3, X, and Y, and Cybertruck, and eventually other autonomous platforms. Think about an airline. It does not use every aircraft for every route. A transportation network becomes more efficient when it can be matched to the asset of the mission. 1 person traveling 3 miles downtown, a Cybercab. 3 adults with luggage heading to the airport, a Model Y or Model X. A large group, the potentially of a larger autonomous platform in the future, such as Robovan. Cybercab may expand the network rather than replace everything already inside of it. This is why Austin currently makes the most sense. To begin the next Cybercab phase should and will be Austin, where Tesla already operates Robotaxis and where Gigafactory Texas manufactures Cybercabs. Reports say Tesla may initially use Cybercabs for employee rides on public roads before introducing them to paying riders through the Robotaxi app, although Tesla has not officially confirmed that exact schedule. Operationally, Austin makes the most enormous sense. The factory is nearby, engineer support is nearby, Robotaxi operations already exist. Tesla knows those roads. First responders are familiar with the autonomous program, And if a vehicle has a problem, the engineering team responsible for the product is not thousands of miles away. This is exactly where you want to learn. Now, Austin officials confirmed that Tesla recently conducted training with the first responders, showing them how to interact and to move with the Cybercabs during emergency situations. That might sound boring, but it's actually the most important part. But operationally, it might cause one of the most important clues. A vehicle without traditional driver controls creates new questions for emergency responders. How do you disable it? How do you move it? Where are the emergency access points? What happens after a collision? How do you communicate with Tesla? Why Starlink matters so much in this? Because recent Cybercab testing also has drawn attention to connectivity and remote control support architecture. Autonomous vehicles need reliability of communications for tasks such as fleet management, software operations, and assistance when unusual situations occur. Tesla's Robotaxi system already includes customer support mechanisms and the broader challenge of ensuring that autonomous vehicles can fail safely even when connectivity is downgraded. Companies generally do not spend time training emergency agencies on a vehicle they plan to keep permanently inside a private factory. That training does not prove an exact launch date, but it makes sense as preparation for actual public road usage and operation. This is very much a critical part of the infrastructure. A Cybercab cannot rely on perfect internet connectivity to make every driving decision. The vehicle must be capable of operating safely on its own, but redundant communications can still matter for passenger support, fleet commands, diagnostics, emergency situations, and vehicle recovery. A purpose-built robotaxi needs to behave like a car and a node inside a much larger transportation computer network. Why Tesla's Cybercab data is very much important, because Cybercab may use Tesla's broader autonomy technology, but Cybercab is still a different vehicle platform. Different dimensions, different seating, different vehicle dynamics, different camera replacement, different manufacturing hardware, potentially different behavior in unusual situations. That means Tesla needs Cybercab's specific experience in a neural network. Learning from the millions of Model Y miles gives Tesla valuable intelligence, but engineers still have to understand how that intelligence behaves when installed in a completely different machine. This is one reason a stage rollout makes sense. Employees first, controlled operation areas, real-world data, then broader passenger exposure. You learn where the new vehicle behaves differently before releasing thousands of them. Everyone will watch how well the Cybercab drives. I'm watching another metric: fleet availability. How many Cybercabs are actually available to accept passengers? A vehicle cannot generate revenue while it is charging, cleaning, waiting for maintenance, receiving software services, waiting for remote support control assistance, or sitting because one sensor is unavailable. For a robotic services perspective, this is where a fleet succeeds and or fails. One Cybercab driving perfectly for an hour is exciting. 10,000 Cybercabs completing rides every day with a little downtime is a business. The launch event will show us the product. The operations will tell us whether Tesla built a transportation machine that can beat Uber and Lyft and Waymo and Zoosk. Tesla is entering a market where Waymo already operates commercial autonomous vehicles, transportation at a substantial scale. That means Cybercab does not get to compete against a hypothetical future competitor. It competes against a company already carrying paying passengers. Waymo has been in existence for quite some time. Existing commercial experience, specialized autonomous fleet, multiple sensors versus the Tesla Cybercab. Purpose-built Tesla vehicle for one thing only: autonomy. Tesla manufacturing this on the Robotaxi network only. Tesla's theory is powerful. If autonomy can work reliably using a lower cost vehicle platform, produce an enormous scale, Tesla may be able to attack the economics aggressively. But Waymo currently has far more fully autonomous commercial operating experience. Cybercab must prove itself in the real world, not on a stage. Now, Cybercab versus Zeus takes on another purpose-built approach. Its vehicles was designed around autonomous ride-hailing rather than a traditional personal car ownership. Similar to Tesla's Cybercab mission, even though the designs are very different. Zeus has already launched commercial service in Las Vegas and is expanding its operation. This creates a fascinating competition. Waymo says it's perfect for the autonomous driving system. Zeus says redesign the entire passenger vehicle. Tesla says do both and manufacture the vehicle at Tesla scale. The Cybercab launch is important because it is where that theory finally has to become reality. Tesla currently has a network problem and a vehicle supply opportunity. Every new Robotaxi market needs vehicles. With the Model Y, Tesla had decided to use how many customer-style vehicles to dedicate to a Robotaxi operation. Cybercab gives Tesla a product specifically intended to become fleet supply. Tesla's Q2 update describes Cybercab as the workhorse of the Robotaxi fleet. That word matters. Workhorse. This is not supposed to be the Halo product parked inside a showroom. Its job is to operate, pick up passenger, drop off passenger, charge, clean, repeat. If Tesla begins reproducing Cybercabs steadily and placing them in cities where Robotaxi already operates, fleet expansion could become much more systematic. Tesla currently lists 125,000 units on installed annual run rate for the Cybercab manufacturing capacity at Gigafactory. That figure describes installed manufacturing capacity, not current annual output, and Tesla has not said it is already producing that at this rate currently. Well, still thinking about the potential scale, Tesla does not need 125,000 Cybercabs in day one. It needs the operational system to work. Then production can follow demand. A limited Austin fleet teaches Tesla about the product. A larger Tesla fleet teaches Tesla about operations. Multiple states teach Tesla about regulations in different environments. Then manufacturing becomes the amplifier. Software proves the business and factory scales it. Tesla originally unveiled Cybercab at its We Robot event in October 2024, when Cybercabs operated in a controlled studio environment rather than carrying the general public on normal city streets. This was the concept moment. This next event has the potential to be very different. Back then, Tesla was saying, this is the vehicle we intend to build. Now Tesla can say, we built it. Production already exists. Road testing already exists. Robotaxi exists to this day. And current Robotaxi customers are being invited to the Cybercab launch event. That makes this less about revealing what Cybercab looks like and more explaining what Tesla is actually going to do with it. Here is my prediction on what would happen on the Robotaxi event unveiling. Number one, I think Austin employees that are currently working at Gigafactory, Cybercab rides will be on the public roads only to them. Step two in all this, a limited Cybercab fleet becoming summonable through the existing Robotaxi app. Number three, I defined operating area rather than an unrestricted citywide service. Number four, continue with the Model Y alongside with the Cybercab. Number five, Tesla explaining how remote support and emergency handling work without traditional driver controls. Number six, more information maybe about the production ramp, but current reporting suggests an employee-first public road phase followed by possible public access, but Tesla has not officially confirmed that complete sequence of timing. Again, these are only my predictions of what will happen during the Cybercab event. There are still reasons to remain cautious. Cybercab lacks traditional steering controls. Tesla still needs sufficient vehicle-specific data. Autonomous systems must safely handle unusual events. Regulatory requirements can differ by state and city by city. And Tesla's broader FSD technology continues to face federal scrutiny around the safety and traffic compliance questions. Tesla also has a history of ambitious autonomy timelines, so I would not treat one event invitation as proof that nationwide Cybercab operation is weeks away. There is a massive difference between launching a Cybercab service in part of Austin and then operating hundreds if not thousands of Cybercabs across America. The first step may be close. The national scale is still the much harder challenge. But even with those caveats, I think this launch event matters greatly because Cybercab is crossing the line from future product to manufactured machines, from stage demonstration to public road testing, from something Tesla talks about every once in a while to something Robotaxi customers may soon actually ride in. Tesla spent years trying to solve the autonomy problem with cars originally designed for human drivers. Cybercab is what happens when Tesla says, what if the entire vehicle is designed around the assumption that the human driver never exists? That is a much bigger transition than simply adding another model to Tesla's lineup. My prediction is that Cybercab will enter Tesla's Robotaxi network gradually. Austin first, a small fleet, controlled and operating area around Austin, a lot of monitoring, a lot of data collection, then expansion. And if Cybercab proves safe, reliable, cheap to operate, easy to clean, easy to service, and capable of high utilization, Tesla will have the vehicle it originally designed for this entire business. Model Y taught Tesla how to operate a Robotaxi network. Cybercab may be the machine that allows Tesla to scale Robotaxi at a high rate. And the Cybercab launch event may be the moment these two parts finally come together. Imagine opening the Tesla Robotaxi app and seeing a Model Y arrives in 3 minutes, or a Cybercab that arrives in 5 minutes. Which one are you choosing? And what would you pay for more ride in a Cybercab? Or should the purpose-built vehicle actually be cheaper? Comment. Please let me know what your thoughts are if you get in a Model Y or in a Cybercab at first. This is CyberRob coming at you from Cyber City. CyberRob out.